So, this was day 2, first game. This game, by the way, was G90 increment of 30. G90 plus 30. So, yeah, I just wanted to, I forgot to mention that earlier, but through the long games, they were at 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. This game, I was finally white after playing a whole day of black. I talked to the tournament director. I was like, am I going to get 2 whites today? He was like, probably. You should be fine. So I was like, okay, cool. He played e5, which made me happy because I was excited to play a Scotch Gambit. I hadn't in a while. And here, I know that the move really is to take. This is in my repertoire, right? Like, I know the other move is d5, but in my repertoire is this. Because I know when I do this, I have a winning advantage. But I had just played an endgame, and I didn't want to play an endgame. And I was like, okay, no, we're not going to do it. I don't want to play another endgame. So he plays this, assuming I'm going to play like the fried liver or something, which I wasn't. So I castle, and I'm just like, look, just take the gambit, any gambit. He refused to take any gambit. I couldn't get him to take any pawns. He just absolutely would not take any pawns. And now I finally close the center with d5. He goes here. I take. He takes, and I take back. So at this point, I'm feeling really good. He's basically given up a pawn for nothing. He's put his bishop out here doing nothing and allows me to like threaten multiple things. Then he castles long, and I'm just like, this game is mine. Obviously, we just take this, right? Obviously. Queen comes here. I'm not sure why. I knew that, like, you know, the queen's attacking this. For some reason, I couldn't find this move because I was really focused. But, you know, I didn't think I needed it. I was thinking, like, there's so many things. Here I'm thinking, if I go here, he probably blocks. I take. If he takes again, right, like, we have this check. And then he's got to move, like, over here. And this is starting to get really dangerous. Like, really dangerous. And, like, yeah, I'm just getting super excited. I do this, and he just does that. I'm like, this is fucking weird. So I just take the pawn. And I'm like, you know what? If he takes my rook, that's fine. I'm just going to move my knight out. And I'm going to start aggressively coming in towards his king. Because there's not a whole lot he can do. Or if he takes, you know, right now I have this. And if he blocks like this, I have, you know, this. If he blocks here, I can take. He'll block like that, right? There's a lot of things I can do. So he does this. And here I decided to bring my bishop out. And this is maybe not the smartest idea. The computer doesn't love it. The thought was, okay, I can pin this pawn. And pinning this pawn does a couple of things. One, if I take this... well, one is I can just take this and, you know, like, I can do this. The other thing is that, like, basically, the king's having a hard time getting away from us now, right? If we ever get into a situation where we're here, we can start checking and doing all kinds of cool stuff. And I just had a bunch of lines in my mind. He took this, and I wasn't super prepared for it, but it was what it was. Then he goes here, and I was really trying to figure out why. I honestly just didn't know. And then I realized that he was just going for mate. So I sat there and I was like, oh, all right. So I block. He comes over here and I start thinking and I'm like, he's really far away from his king now. This is getting super dangerous. And yes, if I let it go, he has check and then mate, right? This check, I go here, and then here he goes mate. But if I just go like this, I just don't see what he does. So I did. Then he comes here, and this is a really slow maneuver to try and, like, basically break this open. And I just decided, like, there's no way. I push this pawn, and here's my thinking. He goes here. I can take. This is pinned, right? Now this pinned pawn looks brilliant. Yeah, he goes here. I can just take. Check. He's in trouble. Almost mate, not quite. if he doesn't, if he takes here and tries to go, I take here. This is double check. He has to move. Then I'm trying to follow out the line. I check here. He has to go here. I would do something like I don't know. I'm trying to find the correct line at that point, right? I don't really know. But he does take this. I thought about this for a while, and I decided that I should takes d6, which was the best move. I was super happy that I found it. He comes here, and I did follow up this way, and then he came here, and I really, really, really didn't know what to do. I just did it. I check here. He blocks. And now I saw this, but I just thought, what do I do with that? I just didn't know. I check here, and he has to go here. He has one square. Oh, I guess he can go here or here. But he has 2 squares. But what do I do with it? And I guess the computer's idea is this is so slow that I can then go here, and I can make a queen, and like really get him in trouble. If I go here, he goes here, I go here, and guard it, I'm literally making a queen. There's nothing you can do about it. As long as I survive mate over here, I just win. So I go here thinking, I'm just going to kick the knight out. I'm just going to kick the knight out, right? This wasn't a great move because when h takes g, I suddenly realized that, like, if I take the knight, he still has check into mate. Whoops. So I'm like, okay, I need to do this. Terrible idea. And I realized later that this brilliant move puts me in a really bad situation. It's attacking my queen, but if I move my queen, right, then he has this check, and I mean, what do I do? He comes on here, check. What? What do I do? Like, this is game over, right? So I'm like, okay, that's the only thing I saw, but he missed it. Thank God, because I missed some things earlier on, and that was it. He came here, and I was just thinking, well, this is fine, because this threatens the queen. If he takes this, then I take that. So now we're totally fine. This game's pretty much over. And once, I assumed he would take this, right? Because this defends. And when he takes that, I would take this rook, and then we would be up enough material that we would really start to be able to come down and check again, and figure out what we wanted to do. But he just abandons his king. I think he forgot we have all of this covered. And if we take this, we have all of this covered. This is covered. This is covered. And that's covered. So there's just nowhere to go. I found the mate, and we won the game. So I made one mistake. He made a few mistakes. And a lot of times that's just chess, right? Like, who makes more mistakes is what it comes down to. So I was happy to win that game. Felt good. And that was game 3.